Alright guys, on this occasion I decided to come back to New England mountains to try luck and see if we can finally find a melanistic rooster here. You know, we've been trying to find one mostly on multiplayer, but this time we're out here on our New England mountains single player map since it is almost completely unexplored. I mean, most of the exploration I made here was on the early access build, which wasn't transferred towards the version we're playing, so with the exception of certain regions, my map is completely fresh, which means that there are many trophies out there ready to be discovered. And maybe one of them is a Diamond Red Fox, because here we have the track of a potential level 9 Red Fox. Maybe the first diamond of the hunt and our first Diamond Red Fox in a long time. We gotta find it. Alright guys, let me know down in the comments what you think the next reserve will be. I personally think it's likely it will be located in some exotic place like for example Australia or Asia. But what do you think guys? I wanna see your opinions. Okay, it's taking us quite some time to have a chance to see this fox. We still haven't gotten any opportunity, but here on this open area I would expect to finally be able to spot him. We got a herd of moose, nothing special. And there's a fox right there. A female. No signs of the male yet, but I feel it's closer than we think. Oh look, must be him. Is he a level 9? Let's see. Level 8, 11 to 13 estimate. He ain't huge, but still gonna drop him. On the throat. He is down. By the way, we killed this guy on this location, which is normally a decent place to find pheasants, raccoons, red fox, moose. So now let's harvest this guy, which is the first decent animal of the hunt, a level 8 red fox. 12.72, he ain't massive, but it has my favorite fur type, which is the red, so not a bad trophy to start the hunt. Alright guys, now we're on this area, and I just came across another big track, a max estimate pheasant track. He may be our second diamond pheasant on New England, well actually the first, because the first one was on the early access, so it doesn't count. And I wonder if we already spooked him, because if we haven't, then we may be able to ambush him while he's resting, since right now is the pheasant rest time. Now I have to say that even though I think New England Mountains is a beautiful map, it is not my favorite. I'm actually not a huge fan of it. You know, initially I was really excited because I heard that it was going to include 15 different species, and of course I imagined that many of those species were gonna be new. So the moment I realized that only one of those 15 animals was one that we haven't seen before, I couldn't help but feel disappointed. Fortunately, on that occasion they focused on improving other aspects of the game, so overall the update was pretty decent. Although this map just felt like a huge wasted opportunity to add some more wireful and upland birds. Oh, right there. 19 to 22, he's a potential diamond. And maybe our second level 2 diamond pheasant. Would be fantastic. We will see how big it is in a moment after I shoot that female. She's down. And now let's see what he scores. He may be huge. 19.66. He's indeed a big pheasant, not giant but decent, and surprisingly the tracking distance is below 1 kilometer, which makes me think that maybe at some point we picked up a different max estimate, because the chase was definitely longer than that. Alright guys, I just spotted a really big raccoon. We are currently on this region, which is a nice place to find red fox, pheasants, raccoons, coyotes. And unfortunately, the moment I saw this raccoon, he was already fleeing, so I couldn't shoot him, and now I'll have to track him because he's a diamond potential and of course I wanna add it to my lodge. He could be massive. Now, apart from the melanistic pheasant and the melanistic fallow deer, I also need to find a melanistic and an albino raccoon. I actually made a few attempts to get him in the past on Mississippi Acres, but never had any luck, so maybe a good idea to start the grind here on New England, because I feel the raccoon population is more concentrated here, which added to the fact that the raccoons drink in the morning instead of at night should make easier to grind them. Alright, we're reaching this nice open area, he may be here. His estimate was not that promising, so the chance of it being a troll is real, and probably quite high. But he ain't here anymore. We'll have to continue a chase. Right there. There he is. Finally. I was getting tired, it wasn't easy to find him. And even though he's still trolling, we gotta go for it. I've no intention to chase him any longer. Let's see. We got him, about time. I honestly underestimated how fast these raccoons were because as far as I remember, chasing them was not too different from chasing a red fox. You know, they used to be really slow and it was quite simple to reach them by just running behind them, but apparently at some point they became quite faster and now after being spooked they run quite far. So it is way more difficult to chase him now. Alright, let's see the size of this guy, perhaps the first diamond of the hunt and our first diamond raccoon on New England mountains. Let's see, fingers crossed. He is a diamond, 12.02, barely a diamond actually. In fact, the weight is surprisingly low to be a level 5, I mean with such weight I would have expected him to be a level 4 to be honest, but it is a 5 and luckily he didn't roll. Alright guys, we're back on the grind for a melanistic fallow deer here on the Awaroa. We are 423 kills in, and I believe I just spotted the first piebald of the hunt. Well, actually now it's very clear because when I first saw it, it was really foggy, making hard to tell if it was actually piebald, but with the fog being gone now, there's no doubt about it. That guy is the first piebald of the hunt. He's just a small level 2 though, so I'ma drop him quickly with the Zarza. Let's see. And that's it. Here we have it, a beautiful piebald fallow deer, one of my favorite piebalds in the game. I like the pattern. On this case, this guy won't score higher than silver, but still I'm taxed because even though this fur type is really far from being the rarest rare in the game, I actually don't have many. In fact, I think I only have 2. We are 503 kills in, and on this location, I just spotted the second piebald buck of the grind. Significantly bigger this time. I'm honestly not sure if he will make gold though. He's a level 4 so he should, except that in the case of the fallow deer a lot of level 4s are silvers. So it's hard to tell if it will be big enough. It would be amazing to get 2 gold rares in the grind, since we already got the massive level 4 albino. And honestly this guy seems to be on the limit. Although I have to say that that rag usually makes silver, which means that the odds are not in our favor. Now let's see how big it is. 171.51, he's a silver. Unfortunately he wasn't big enough, but it's very nice to get another piebald regardless of the score. Now that's a big buck. Probably the 3rd diamond of the grind after 618 kills. I gotta say the rack seems to be a bit narrow, so I doubt he'll score as high as the first 2 diamonds, but regardless, we're gonna use the crossbow this time, and I'ma take a 100-meter shot with it. Alright, we're almost at 100, so I'm a 0 for 60. And we gotta keep in mind that since the wind is blowing to the east, the arrow will shift a bit to the right. Slightly, but it will. So knowing that, I'm aim just above the shoulder. Right there. He is down. As I said, I don't think this one will score as high as the first 2 diamonds, both were above 261, but this one had a slightly narrower rack. which tends to score around 260, 261, so it probably won't be as big, probably will be the smallest of the three, but let's see. 260.36, he's indeed the smallest, and also the heaviest with a weight of 98 kgs, not too bad, we actually hit the heart.